I came into college not really sure where I wanted to go and where I would fit in. And I really thought it would be an interesting experience to be a part of an organization or a minor that really allowed you to understand people's stories and where they come from and really practice that in your own life. Hi, guys. My name is Zainab Khan. I am from Houston, Texas, but I'm also from Tampa, Florida. So it really just depends. And I'm majoring in biochemistry with a minor in leadership. Why does the world need more leaders? Now, that is a very interesting question because I feel like it's very subjective. I think our experiences as individuals allow us to yield a different result to this question. I feel like we need more leaders who come from a minority background. There's so many situations where I feel like I'm not being represented, and that has a lot to do with not necessarily people not looking like me, but people not understanding that there are individuals who look like me and there are individuals who, have a different background and have a different story. And I think the world needs more leaders because there's such a diverse representation around this world. And I think that we definitely need to be a part of that. So, this inclusive leadership class this past quarter has taught me that every single person that you interact with and that you get to know, whether it's a peer or a professor or a parent, has a story. And each person's story impacts the way they see this world. And it's not necessarily about seeing the world through a different lens, more as it is practicing certain things. So for me, inclusive leadership is being a person who has certain experiences, but still being able to understand and accept other people's perspectives and being able to take that into consideration when making certain decisions. I learned that we as individuals have the capacity to stand up for certain social issues, and that is what really makes us leaders. When it comes to being in this community, it is predominantly white. And so I feel like it's my duty to kind of inform the culture at DU to be more inclusive to people like me and people who look like me. And honestly, that's what I'm most excited for because I feel like this leadership minor and everybody who's a part of it gives me the platform to do exactly that, to voice my opinions and my concern and share my story to make a meaningful difference at DU and the community. When I first came to DU, I felt very out of place. And I think what I appreciate most is being able to get on a Zoom call with my professor or with any one of the amazing administration who's part of this program and being able to voice my concerns and being heard. I feel like there are certain times where we feel like there's a problem, but we don't know who to reach out to change it. And the people in PLP and who are a part of this inclusive leadership minor, they give you this platform to enact change that you feel like needs to take place in this community. I don't think that there are any other programs at DU that necessarily do that for you. And so that's what I'm more excited for is continuing to make a difference. When I was deciding to enroll for this leadership minor, it was more about finding a community of people than it was necessarily learning about leadership and how to be an inclusive leader. What you learn through being a part of this program is that you apply to be a part of a family and you meet people who understand you and love you and care about you for the person that you are and for everything that you have to bring to the table. And I feel like as a freshman, it's difficult to find, your group of people and people who necessarily resonate with your energy. This leadership program allows you to meet people from so many different backgrounds. As a science major, majority of what I'm learning is about science, elements, molecules, atoms, stuff like that. But I feel like we fail to understand that there's a whole world outside of that. And being a part of inclusive leadership teaches you about that. It teaches you about how to be a good member of your community rather than just being a good student. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does it?